So, she is 5 months old.
Uh,
And we produced her off one of our females, um, which also we produced. Her name is China. She was bred to a male named Bane. Very nice male, short, stocky, built, pocket size. Like I would say, perfect all the way around. I mean, and the kind of vision I was looking towards, and yeah. I mean, we created this year, and she's thick. I mean, I have a thing for the blues, so
yeah,
she's amazing.
she is beautiful. You said she's 5 months.
Yes, just turned
Oh,
5 months.
she is precious. Look how calm she is. She's like, yeah, I enjoy these neck scratches. And such a beautiful girl. And you said her sire was Bane, like Killbane from Batman.
Yeah, I would guess you would say that. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, that's pretty cool. Is the sire out there in California where you live at?
Yeah, he resides out here in California. We he shows them out at the ABKC. Like I said, I saw him. Um, he was just stunning. It was something that like we were trying to implement in our camp. It was more of like adding more to the vision, anything that would add more mass. Something that'll create more bully.
Yeah,
And he did the job.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so let's just get into it. Welcome back to the Bully Girl podcast. It's your one and only Dr. Taylor here, bringing some of the hottest discussion topics to the bully community right to your ears. This podcast is sponsored by Snubbies. And this is episode 2. I have a special guest here by the name of Junior, proud owner of Gordo's Bully Yard, right here live with me. What's going on, Junior? Thank you so much for joining this evening.
Oh, well, man, thank you guys for letting me get on this. It was exciting just hearing about it. I got to watch the first one, so I was a little, just ready. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'm super excited that you're here. So I know that you're located out in California, and it's such an honor to have you here. I live and do majority of my work over here on the East Coast.
Okay.
So having you share your kennel and experience with me is like much appreciated. You have no idea. I know that I hear a lot about how the East Coast is a lot different from the West Coast.
Yeah.
Um, as far as like the bully breed goes, there's like different looks and all kinds of things like that. I've actually never been to California myself, but one day I promise I'll be I'll be out that way.
Oh yeah, you
Um,
definitely got to come check it out. I personally haven't gone to the East Coast myself, but
okay.
a lot of followers that I do see. A lot of dogs. They're all amazing all around. Like I said, it's the I think the majority key to me is like everyone has a different vision, but as long as you stick to it, you're loyal to it. It's what amazes me. You get me? Because this is something that you got to have a passion for. You
Yeah,
know, because
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I would love for you to take this opportunity in providing all of our viewers with an introduction and details about yourself and your kennel, like how everything began.
okay, yeah. All right. So my name is Junior. The kennel. Our kennel name is Gorda's Bully Yard. We're located in Los Angeles, California. I started this off with my wife, Liz. We went. I would say I think it was like four. I would say 4 years ago. We came across our first female foundation female. Her name is Gorda. A friend of mine had her. She was about I would say 5 6 years old, and we got the opportunity to get her. And we didn't know much about the breed, somewhat, not a lot, and we just started doing our homework. It was something that I found interest immediately in, and it's amazing. My wife is involved too, so she loves the breed. So we got more involved, starting understanding what pedigrees were, what it meant to have an American bully, and the most important part was like the way they are, the demeanor, because unfortunately people have too much of a stereotype on these type of dogs because of how they look.
Mhm, right.
And I that's one thing. Like I love the fierce look, the toughness, but in between all that is a loving dog. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's a dog that just wants to hang out, wants to please his master, or whatever you may want to call him. It's at the end of the day, it's like having a passion for it. It's like having a friend, and I mean, we have a couple of them here at home. Thank God, and it's just been a journey. She came along, blessed enough. We realized and learned how to breed. our first breeding went down. We kept our puppies. Our first litter we kept. We
Mhm.
kept them all, and yeah, we just started from there. We had a vision. Most of our dogs come from what we say a background of old school blood. That's why we kind of implemented on our logo. Where we're looking at like gaudy line dogs, razor's edge dogs.
Okay.
The beginning time where where what we learned off. Where like I said, nowadays the bully is a little more bullier, different, but it still has a comparison of what it had before. So we found a passion in that, and we just said we're gonna slowly create our own vision. Bringing in what we have, and it's been an amazing, like I would say, like every moment's been very amazing, and it's more of a learning process. It's just I love where we're at now. This is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. I've noticed that there's quite a few kennels that have named like their kennels and stuff off of their first bully.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that. That is great. Um, Definitely a great way to like continue the legacy and stuff. Like remember where things started. So I love that about your kennel as well. And I know
Thanks.
that you said that y'all kept like the entire litter. How many puppies did you actually keep?
Well, so technically, sorry, corrected. There was four puppies. We sold one. There was one that somebody was very interested in. He wasn't for sale, but he was a very good person. You could tell he really loved the dog. So we gave him the opportunity. So we kept three, and out of those threes, we've been implementing what it is now. Like I said, on which I have this right here, which I produced. And then we have our male that we're showing out at the shows right now.
Okay. That's awesome. And she is stunning. She is such a chill little pup. Look at her.
Oh yeah,
I
she
love it.
loves to sleep.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Spoiled.
Oh yeah.
That's great. All right. Cool. So I know that you mentioned showing and stuff like that. So where is your kennel at right now? How many dogs do you have total?
Total, I would say roughly about eight. Eight.
Eight.
Yeah, but half our adults, half our puppies. Like I said, we just dropped this litter recently, and we're more focused on. As much as we like to love giving the dogs a loving home, we also have a vision towards trying to create the dog that we're satisfied with. So we kind of take our time, and
Mhm.
even choosing a dog that'll be able to go home with anybody, we don't mind. Having them here. They're fun as it is.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. The kids love it. Implementing the family and being around, it gives you more of a time to enjoy them more. So yeah, that's how many we have at the moment.
That's great. I love it. So are you currently active in shows right now? I know that you mentioned showing and things like that.
Well, yes, we just started coming out. We recently hit what is known as the WBA, the World Bully Association. We
Okay.
we just went to one of the shows. Showed off our male. His name is Gotti. He's a fawn pocket bully. He's I would say about 16 and a half to the withers. Probably roughly 82 pounds right now.
Oh wow.
He's we're waiting for him to mature. We're trying to reach that level point where understanding the bully, understanding the shows, understanding what you got to bring to the table. So
Yeah.
we just implemented like everything we were seeing. Took our time, and we hit the show. It was pretty good. We had a successful time, and we're looking into showing at the ABKC. But for our first shows were the WBA. Hit a couple fun shows. Just to try it out, make sure the dog gets at ease. One thing is I want the dog to be comfortable. Being around
Yeah.
many dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that when I started showing dogs, we started them out super early, and we just would literally just take them to the shows and everything, so they would kind of become acclimated with the environment.
Yeah.
And then puppies training every single day for at least 30 minutes a day.
Oh
And then yeah, so and then also we had a junior handler that would
yeah.
handle as well, and so he would come and train, so they would get used to him and everything like that. So the what I would just suggest you to do is continue practicing, continue handling your dogs and everything like that. Or if you have a handler specifically that you
Yeah.
use, find out what works for your dog as well. Um, Ask a lot of questions. I know that in the future we will be having a lot of handlers that come on the podcast
Yep.
and are here for like questions and answers and stuff like that. So if you're ever interested, definitely reach back out to Mr. BGM himself, or you can reach out to me or Mr. Incredible
Yep.
with any questions that you have and stuff about the podcast and things that happen in the future as well.
Oh, most
So
definitely.
yeah,
Most definitely. Like handling, it's something like I said, I observed it a lot. It was something that like I take in consideration, learning from others. It's a big thing, as it is, like I said, it's a community as a whole. So, everyone has the same kind of like, I would say at the end of the day, everyone's kind of has an end goal where we're all trying to like, showcase our dogs,
yeah,
having that certain look, that presentable male or female bully, and it's just something that like I look at everybody and I'm learning from them, and like it's been good. I love to handle my dogs myself. I really do.
yeah.
Getting to be with them is a big connection. That's it's amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've seen people out there that have been handling the same dog for many years, and the dog will just start stacking himself and
Oh yeah.
literally follow his owner around the entire time because they do have that special bond and that connection and stuff. And so I'm glad that you are, taking the initiative of actually handling. I was terrified. I'm like, nah, I don't
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to do this correctly.
Yeah, at a certain point, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, but it's something that like it was like an urge, like I just said, I gotta try it. I gotta try it.
Yeah.
You won't ever know till you try it, and if you fail, well, I mean, there's only two ways you could go about it. Honestly, I told myself, I could learn and get in again and keep trying till I make that win, or just throw the
Hmm.
ball in and let somebody else do it for me. But I really just I said I'm gonna jump in, and when we did, like it was just amazing. Seeing my dog win, it really made me like really realize that like hard work pays off. You have to stick to what you're doing. Like
Oh yeah.
if you really want it, you're gonna implement like that time, that effort. Because at the end of the day, it's like it's not something simple. A lot of people, assumingly, probably think oh, they're just raising dogs, and it's more than just raising dogs. If you're involved into this type of like lifestyle, it's just really like it's all in. It's whether you're all in or you just don't get in at all.
Yeah, you can't halfway do
Oh
it.
yeah.
Not with these fun
Oh
little
no.
friends. Not at all. But yeah, I'm super proud, like, and excited for you to get out there and have the courage to actually handle your dogs and stuff like that. And so that is great. And just wait until you start like earning titles and stuff. You're gonna be like, damn, this is great. Like this is a good feeling and
Oh,
stuff.
I
So
can't wait. I
um
can't wait. It's coming.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, kudos to you. Just one thing that I would like
Yeah.
recommend that might help you, and I don't even know, you might already do this, is get like a stand, like a little gimbal, and just go and practice and just have that little gimbal that follows you around so you can actually go back and replay your video on how you're stacking the dog and what you look like to judges and stuff. And then you'll be able to go back and look at how everyone else does it, how they stack their dog, how they, walk with their dog and their dog's gait and everything like
Oh yeah.
that, and the speed that they do and stuff. So like then you'll be able to kind of learn ways to improve.
Yeah. Most
But
definitely.
yeah, that's awesome, man. So cool. So
Really?
such a beautiful dog. So is it? I know that you mentioned your wife,
Yeah.
Liz. Is it just the two of you that are in the kennel, or do you have other kennel partners involved?
No, it's just us two. It's been just us two since the beginning. We, I mean, I would say our only little helpers are our children. Which we're
Yeah.
showing them. And they love the breed, they love the dogs. So from this point, from right now, it's just us two. Who knows? Maybe later on in the future, probably expand, work with people. But yeah, it's just
Yeah.
us two right now holding it down for us.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. I love it. So let's talk about your vision. I know that you are, you and Liz both love the old school blood, like Razor and Gotti and stuff like that, which I do too. I absolutely love it. And then you put your own twist on
Yeah.
it, on other things that you wanted to add to those actual bloodlines. So like what is the ideal looking bully for you for your program that fits your need?
Um, well, for me personally, like I said, the old school blood, is something that like I visioned in a form where nowadays, a lot of dogs, I see people kind of get sloppy. I don't see the tight skin, or I don't see the bull look that the dog had before. So what I just wanted to envision was being able to grab the piece of the puzzle that was used beforehand, the dogs that people
Mhm.
were into, and landing it with something newer, and trying to keep that look, that face, that tight skin, that heavy bone, but at the end of the day, still kind of like implement the look, where you can kind of see like, oh, that dog carries that old school style. That's
Yeah.
something I'm looking forward to. I know it's not easy. I know it's going to take a couple breedings, and who knows along the line how many years, but it's something that definitely that we're working on, and I just feel like every step we're making, we're getting there. I feel it. I trust what we're doing, and it's satisfying. It's satisfying as long as you like what you're doing. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You have a vision and a plan and you're sticking to it. I love that. I commend you for it. Um, so I've read a little bit about a previous interview that Liz had with Bully Girl
Yeah.
magazine about like health testing and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Are you still big on health testing dogs through like Embark and DNA and everything?
She takes care of all that. Yes, it's something that we started when we heard the issues. We heard certain there's a lot of factors to the dogs. That
Hmm.
at the end of the day it does get you curious. So we started doing the testing. I mean, like I said, we haven't had so many dogs yet. But we've done it on most of our puppies and our grown, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like because coming from a healthy female that we got, amazing, all around. Just I've never seen personally me because I just started with her. A dog with that much drive, someone that could run. Like she had me running 5 in the morning. Um, I think from 5 to like 6:30 in the morning. So because when I recently got her, she didn't like.
Mhm.
She would cry. She was older, so I had to get up and please her.
Yeah.
So I would take her up and down, and she would never ever like choke. She would never drop. She would never. I've never had an issue that I've heard about. That people would always talk about. And we went off and
Yeah.
tested her and barked. She came out clear in every single form that we're amazed because we've heard so many problems, and we carried on with her offsprings. We've never had an issue
Mhm.
again. And I feel like if you know what you're doing, if you know what you're implementing in your dogs, then you regardless if people do it or not, I feel like you know what you got. You know that it's a healthy all around dog. I don't think that at the end of the day, it is something you shouldn't do. I mean, it's something I would recommend. But if you know what you got in your yard, if you know the health around your dog, the pedigree, what's come around it, and what you're breeding to, because it all, depends also what you're bringing to the table. What you're mixing together, what kind of bloodlines, and it's all around amazing. Making sure that you have a healthy dog.
Yeah.
Before anything, structure, everything. It's the health.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I wish a lot more kennels would be a little bit more invested in like help testing their dogs and things like that because that way when they do pair up a really nice breeding, they don't have a lot of additional issues that may come along with it. So like if, one dog carries one thing, the other dog carries the same
Yeah.
exact thing, they would never know. And so here you go, you have a whole litter with potential risk of maybe um like cardiac problems
Hip
or something like
dysplasia,
that. So
any certain circumstance, you
yeah,
don't you got to kind of like really do your homework. A lot of people. That's what I said. Like you got to really when you jump into this, you can't come in blind. You got to really understand and learn before you even try to attempt anything. Before you even purchase a bully, you really got to have some type of heads on of understanding. And if you don't, hopefully, like we do that. We try to anybody that purchases a dog off us, we try to explain to you everything and make sure you get an understanding of what you're getting into. Because
oh
the
yeah,
breed, as it is, it's an amazing breed. But to this day, I still find people that don't know much about it. So giving them the ups and downs of it, It's better for you. I mean, it says a lot for your kennel.
Yeah, absolutely. So the baby that you are holding right now, she is just chilling, super calm, stuff like that. How do you socialize all eight of your dogs?
Okay, so in terms of socializing, um, so when it comes to puppies, we start bringing them out slowly, um, to the outside world. I'll say I walk them around, let them get free, how I say, like freedom to give me to understand what the world is, and then slowly, I
Yeah,
like to do is walk them around main streets. We start taking them out to the park a little bit, and people love puppies, so they're gonna come up to them, they're gonna touch them,
yeah,
and it's just something that little by little I start seeing that it becomes a way easier way of a dog feeling comfortable, and then one of
hmm,
the biggest key things is we use our children to play with them. We let them get together and connect, and so for some reason, it always creates such a bond where the dog is so free, so independent, and it works amazingly. But it's like I said,
yeah,
I'm bringing them out, making sure they come out, making sure they're free, meeting people heads on, early ages, and from there on out, like it's a constant thing. It's a constant thing. Even as they're older, we stay implementing that. We like to bring the dogs out, even though we have eight of them. We have to find ways to bring everybody out to make sure that everybody has time. So when we do that, obviously people are always curious. There are people that they get intimidated, and then there's people that just love them. I always tell them, go ahead and pet them, touch them, and I just want my dog to always be comfortable around people. And it's worked.
oh yeah,
It's amazing. So I feel like that really helps in regards of hitting the show ring. You know, so
yeah,
that's a big plus.
yeah,
Oh, man, I'm all for it.
yeah. Especially starting out when they're
Yeah,
younger. I know that some people will start out when they're puppies because it's a little bit easier, but then as they get older, kind of fall off a little bit, and then they'll start seeing like a little bit more like skittish or like aggressive
yeah,
patterns in their dog, just simply because of the lack of
and,
socialization.
and
And
it's pretty.
so little things like
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, and like little things like that you and your family are doing, it works. It
Yeah,
works.
it really does.
So yeah,
It's
that's,
something like I said. It's pretty simple. Like I said, if you're dedicated and you really want an outcome and like you want that achievement which you're looking for in this, then you're gonna go all in forms of like being able to have time for them because that's a big thing. You gotta have time for them, and making sure that they have the availability of freedom. Like these dogs need to socialize, they need to come out and play. They need to interact with other dogs, and especially if you have a home full of dogs, they all need to know each other. They all got to have some type of time to
mhm.
themselves also. But it's all just like I said, implementing the work. You have to get in there and do it. And once you start doing it, it's just the outcomes are amazing. Like I said, I love seeing a
Yeah,
5 month, 6 month puppy having no fear. That's really that's amazing.
yeah,
That's really like that's a goal.
absolutely. The consistency is what
Yes.
definitely matters with that as well. Okay, awesome. Um, so as far as like your kennels go and your dogs, I know that you said that you socialize them together and things like that. Have there ever been any like disputes amongst the dogs? I know that you have eight of them.
Honestly, no. Because we've heard so much of so many issues that people have told us, and
Yeah,
we play. We play our times with them. We let certain dogs out at a certain time, and then others come out at a certain time.
you're right.
And if I do let them out in the pack, I'm always there. I'm always there. I have to be there. I will not lose sight of them. And I give them a little bit of time together, and then I separate for the fact that I know at the end of the day, dominance is something that they love. They
Yeah,
don't mean to get into these rough, unfortunate situations, but it's the dominance part that really you have to be on.
mm,
So it's like they got to know
yeah,
you run the yard. You know?
yeah,
So
absolutely,
they
yeah.
we break them off.
Okay,
Everyone gets a little time to themselves, front yard, backyard, porch, wherever possible. And it's just like I said, it's another thing where it just lands in dedication and being there for them. Because I mean, what worst feeling is for a dog to just be in their kennel. They don't come out, or you have them up too long, where they do get bothered with each other. Certain things you could prevent if you just put your time into them.
yeah, okay. Yeah, people have to understand that dogs have
Oh
bad
yeah,
days
yeah.
too
Oh, you'll see
sometimes.
it. They'll give you faces.
Yeah, so yeah, yeah, big time. Okay, that's fantastic that you monitor them and make sure everything is like aligned and give them their separate time and space too.
Yes, most definitely.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So all right. So you have like a fantastic idea and goals for yourself and your kennel, how you want the consistency to be, what you're bringing in, like bloodlines, health testing, and stuff like that. So, where do you see yourself in your kennel in the next 5 years?
Oh man, I ask myself that a lot. I
Yeah,
I really try to think in forms of making sure that we get to a point where I wouldn't say I'll create my own bloodline, but have a consistency that has our name on it, that has a stamped look that you can consider. When you look at that dog, you know it came from us. That's what we're looking for.
yeah,
That's the goal. And the champing out, the grand champion, the show things. To me, it's a plus. I like it. I love it. But my biggest goal is producing the right dogs, making sure that the customer that ends up, with, one of our amazing puppies is satisfied. Is satisfied, and at the end of the day, they love what we're doing because of the consistency. So I feel like in a couple of years from now, it could only get better. Anything that
hmm,
you would consider an L, I would consider a lesson for forms of like learning, because at the end of the day, you're not really losing anything. You're more of like leveling up slowly, and it takes time. It takes time, and we're looking towards it, and I'm for sure we're getting there. I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be easy, but I just feel like if once you're all in, you're all in. And the best thing to do is to make sure
yeah,
that you implement that. You put that in your mind that if you stick to it, you're gonna get to where you want to get to.
yeah, absolutely. You're 4 years in. Just keep going with what you're doing. It sounds amazing. I want to be able to see one of your productions off in South Carolina at one of the shows and be like, oh yeah, I know where that dog came from. That's one of
Oh,
them Gordas
most definitely.
puppies. No,
We're
exactly.
like I said, we're planning all these things, and we're definitely coming out. We want to come in with with what we produce, and one big talk is we want to go all over the place. We want to go all over the place. We
Yeah,
want to get our dogs recognized. My biggest thing is our dogs get recognized. So like I said, the moment you see that dog, you're like, oh, that came from there. I like that. And I
yeah,
mean, I feel
right.
like every breeder
That's
has a
something.
goal like that, where it's like you look at that and you're like, hey, that came from so and so. And that really feels good. Because your work is getting recognized. Which
Yeah, absolutely. Especially now, if people understand like how well you're doing as a kennel, like with the health testing and
yeah.
the socialization and everything, the consistency and stuff, people are going to see that. They're going to recognize it and they're going to be like, yeah, I'm definitely going to, you know, spend with that kennel or
Oh yeah.
collaborate with this kennel and stuff like that. So, yeah,
Yes,
it's
most
really good.
definitely. What's up, baby?
She
Thank
is
you. I know
awesome.
she's my favorite one.
Um, okay. Out of all of the eight total or just out of
Well,
that
out of this
specific
specific
litter?
litter, she's one of my favorites. I mean, I love them all, but she's just, I don't know. She catches my eyes. She's running around. She comes to me. She's pawing at me, and it's just that dog, that one dog that just bugs. He's like, hey, look at me. So I know I've been attached to her.
Uh-huh, that is your baby.
I
What
don't
is
have a
her
name for her
name?
yet. I don't. I can't. No, we've
No
been so undecided.
name.
We were just listing names yesterday. And we'll come up with them real soon. And that usually when we say like, oh, if we come up with a name with her, she might end up staying, and that happens. So I think we're getting there.
Hmm. Yeah, it looks like this one's gonna
Oh
stay for a very
yeah,
long time.
most definitely.
Here.
We have a vision with her. So I can see her playing a big role.
Yeah, well, she is beautiful. I
Thank
love
you.
it. Um, okay, well,
Yeah.
so I wanted to ask you before we wrap up with today, is there anything that you would like to see more of, like in the bully
Um,
community?
honestly, the more let's say what I would like to see is more unity. People getting together, seeing more shows out here that represent the American bully. There is a lot out here, But I feel like, at a certain point, there is so many different type of bully breeds out here that I don't. It took me a while to see American bullies out here. I know there are some, but I would just like to see more unity, more dogs coming out, representing, what they got. It's just it'll be amazing. And I mean, I see it coming. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. California is one of the biggest places that I will say myself that has a lot of bullies. The shows are up and down, but like I said, I can't wait to see more and more of the bully, the American bully out. That's something that like I would really just want to see.
Yeah. And your kennels, is your kennels main focus like pocket bullies? I know you mentioned
Pocket and
pockets
standard.
earlier.
Pocket and standard is one of the main things.
Okay.
Not too big, not too small. It's they're perfect. They're
Yeah.
amazing size.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And then is there anything that you want to see like in the future on the Bully Girl podcast and in the Bully Girl magazine? Any topics that you want to hear about or learn or anything?
Topics or anything. I mean, I've literally, like I said, I've gone through it, and it's amazing all around. You guys have everything. It's dope. All I really would like to see is more people getting involved. That's all it is. Letting
Okay.
it grow. The community needs it. The community needs to be known, to be seen, and nowadays, this whole social media thing and all that. It's a big opportunity for us. It's a big opportunity for the community. Let it be known, let it be seen, and you guys are doing a great job at it.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree completely. There's so much knowledge when it comes to the magazines and stuff, and we hope to, you know, spread our knowledge and everyone else that we have on our podcast. We want to do that as well. So we're just right now taking it one day at a
Most
time,
definitely,
and
it's going. I see
yeah,
it,
doing what
and
we
like I said,
doing.
it's amazing. Thank you guys for the opportunity to get on here. It's something amazing, especially with the first time when you guys told my wife. She was, man, she loved it. It's something like I said, feels good to know that you get recognized and people see what you're doing. At the end of the day, that's one of the main goals in here to to get recognized and put your stuff out there. And putting your stuff out there and getting more people to come out. People got to come out. People got to show and talk. And I mean, this right here is amazing. I would love to, like I said, I want to see more kennels doing it. I mean, there's so many kennels out here all over the world
Right.
that they got to get seen. There's a lot of dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you and your kennel, y'all have great things coming your way. You have everything going on and in order on your end, it seems. I just want to thank you once again for taking the time out and coming and speaking with me today on the podcast and just sharing your story and your visions when it comes to the
Man,
American bully.
thank you a
All
lot.
right. Yeah, no problem at all. As a reminder, check out snubbies.com. You can use code BG20 for
Perfect.
20% off. All right. See y'all later.